The modern struggle with motivation often stems from a misaligned dopamine system. We promise ourselves change, only to find our drive evaporating upon waking, a phenomenon rooted in brain chemistry rather than personal weakness. Dopamine, the molecule of pursuit, not pleasure, dictates what we chase and the energy we invest. The constant stream of instant rewards from notifications and social media creates a dopamine-driven system that craves these quick bursts, lowering our baseline and making meaningful activities like learning and creating feel burdensome. This imbalance drains our motivational tide, leaving us feeling uninspired and stuck in a cycle of seeking fleeting stimulation. Imagine your motivation as a tide. The baseline represents the sea level. Each small reward is like a wave, offering a temporary surge. However, too many waves, arriving too quickly, can drain the ocean, leaving you feeling depleted rather than energized. It's not laziness, it's a matter of your brain chemistry being out of balance. Dopamine levels rise not when you actually get what you want, but rather when you anticipate or predict it. Every moment of uncertainty, scrolling, refreshing, or checking keeps you hooked, chasing small, unpredictable rewards. This is precisely why social media feeds and short videos are so captivating. They exploit something known as prediction error. When the outcome is slightly better or worse than expected, your brain adjusts dopamine levels to learn what's worth pursuing next. The problem is that this cycle trains your system to crave novelty rather than genuine meaning or lasting satisfaction. So, how can we effectively address this issue and regain control? First, it's crucial to recognize that motivation cannot thrive amidst constant dopamine spikes. When you continuously layer dopamine hits like music, caffeine, sugar, rapid task switching, you create a sense of intensity, but at the expense of long-term stability. To rebuild your baseline, prioritize effort as the trigger for reward instead of the other way around. Work first, then allow yourself to enjoy the reward. This simple shift retrains your brain to associate effort with pleasure. After a focused work session, treat yourself with a small, random reward. This surprise retrains your system to crave effort, not mindless scrolling. Next, establish a single task ritual. One cue, one task, one reward. A consistent ritual reduces friction, enhances focus, and teaches your brain to expect satisfaction from the progress itself. Avoid stacking everything at once. You don't need coffee, loud music, sugar, and multiple open tabs to begin. Keep your chemistry clean, allowing small wins to feel meaningful again. Support this with physiology. Morning sunlight, hydration, movement, and sufficient sleep. These naturally elevate your baseline, so motivation doesn't have to fight exhaustion. The goal isn't to eliminate dopamine, it's to realign it. Teach your brain that the true reward lies in growth, not mere stimulation. Each time you delay the quick hit for a meaningful action, you elevate your baseline, fostering a more sustainable drive. Motivation isn't absent, it's simply mistrained. In each moment, you choose what your brain learns to chase. Train it to associate effort with satisfaction, focus with peace, and discipline with meaning. Don't fight against your brain chemistry. Instead, learn to harness it. When you stop chasing constant spikes and start building steady tides, your drive returns stronger, calmer, and more sustainable. Train your brain, not your timeline. By understanding and realigning your dopamine system, you can unlock a more profound and lasting sense of motivation. As we've seen, that imbalance leaves us drained, but regaining control is possible. It requires a shift in how we interact with our own brain chemistry. We must understand that motivation cannot thrive on constant dopamine spikes. Layering multiple sources of stimulation, such as music, caffeine, and sugar, creates intensity at the expense of stability. It's like constantly revving an engine without ever shifting gears. Instead, we should use effort as the trigger for reward, retraining our brains to associate pleasure with work. This might feel difficult at first, but consistency is key. Introducing unpredictability in our favor, like a random treat after a deep work session, can further reinforce this association. It keeps the brain guessing and prevents it from becoming complacent. Building a single task ritual with one cue, one task, and one reward minimizes friction and enhances focus. Think of it like setting up dominoes. One small push leads to a cascade of actions. The cue sets off the task, and the reward solidifies the connection. For example, every time you sit at your desk, cue, you write one paragraph task, and then you enjoy a piece of dark chocolate, reward. This simple ritual, repeated consistently, strengthens the neural pathway, making it easier to initiate the task each time. It's about creating a positive feedback loop that reinforces desired behaviors. But the real secret lies in addressing our physiological needs. Our dopamine baseline, the underlying level of this crucial neurotransmitter, is heavily influenced by factors we often overlook. Sunlight, for instance, is a powerful regulator. Exposure to natural light, especially in the morning, helps to optimize dopamine production and regulate our circadian rhythm. It's like giving your brain the sunlight it needs to thrive. Hydration is another key element. Dehydration can impair cognitive function and reduce dopamine synthesis. It's crucial to keep your brain hydrated for optimal performance. Movement, even a short walk, can stimulate dopamine release and improve mood. It's a simple way to boost your dopamine levels and clear your head. And perhaps most importantly, sleep is essential for dopamine regulation. During sleep, our brains clear out metabolic waste and consolidate memories, allowing dopamine systems to reset and function optimally. It's like giving your brain the rest it needs to recharge and function properly. Prioritizing these physiological needs is not merely about self-care. It's about optimizing our brain chemistry for sustained motivation. When we nourish our bodies and minds with sunlight, hydration, movement, and sleep, we naturally raise our dopamine baseline. This fosters a stronger, calmer, and more sustainable drive. It's not about chasing the next dopamine rush, but about building a solid foundation for long-term motivation and well-being. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports healthy dopamine function. By focusing on effort-based rewards, predictable rituals, and physiological needs, we can regain control of our dopamine system and unlock our true potential. We can train our brains to associate effort with satisfaction, focus with peace, and discipline with meaning. It's about aligning our dopamine system with our goals and values. So, don't fight your brain chemistry. Understand it and use it to your advantage. Because when you stop chasing constant spikes and start building steady tides, your drive returns stronger, calmer, and more sustainable. You'll find that true motivation comes from within, from a deep sense of purpose and a commitment to growth. Train your brain, not your timeline. Focus on building a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. And watch as your motivation soars to new heights.